I think they'd go after a small dog, but they wouldn't go after a human, that's what I'm saying. And, you know, there's going to be wildlife out here anyway. Just kind of, when you're in the middle of nowhere and you know that there's nobody behind you, you have no idea if anyone's ahead of you, kind of spooks you. Makes you kind of wonder. But, you know, there's joggers I've seen. I saw one guy walking up this trail, and he made it back out sometime around 6 or 7 or 7 o'clock, probably whenever it turned dark. So there are two things I could have told that guy. I could have told him that there's a coyote behind me, or that, you know, walked past me. Then he'd probably say, well, you know, I don't think anything's going to happen out here with a coyote. Or I could just throw him just threw the branch down. Now he probably wonders why I had the branch. Maybe if he sees this video, he'll understand how honestly freaked out I was when I saw that. And then on top of that, you have mountain lions, and that's where you definitely do want to pick something up. You don't run away from cats. You know, bobcats, I don't know if they do harm. They do harm, but you don't run away from cats. You do not run away from black bears, and you run up a tree if you see a brown bear. Yeah, and imagine coyotes are the same thing. You just find something to make yourself look taller. Same thing with the mountain lion. You just look for something that you can hold above you, and it makes you, you know, they'll think that you're taller than you actually are. So this is I had another video that I made where I made it all the way to this point. So after at the end of this video, I'm going to cut it, but to watch the continuation from this point on, look for the video where I talk about the snake in the trail. It's like a kind of like, you know, a snake that's about to strike. Like that. It's like an S. And that'll continue on from this point. Because about the time I got to this point, it was about this dark. All right. If I see wildlife or anything, or mountain lions, bobcats, coyotes, then I'll be sure to document it. Yeah, that guy probably really wondered what was up when he saw that. He just transporting a branch down the trail. There's some kind of bird, or maybe the bird that's climbing up the hill. Oh, well, this is pretty obvious, but these all these trails are leading out. They're not roads; they're just to allow water to drain off the road. Originally when I saw that, I thought, you know, I'm missing a trail or something, but you kind of begin to realize when all these you know, that's where all these things are flooding into. You know, instead of flooding in and doing something like that. If I were to rate my experience, I'd say on this trail, I'd say this is probably the most difficult part of the climb. I'd say is this right here. Once you make it to that snake, you know, that S turn, it gets a lot easier to climb. It's just this part. You know, this is you know, the steepest part, and then there's another part that's pretty steep as well. But gradually it gets easier once you get past the S part. I'd say if you were to make this hike, there's another one. If you were to make this hike, you know, get past the S part in the trail, and you know, things will get a lot easier from there. Now there's also Five Oaks Trail, I believe it's called, Five Oaks. And I saw a lot of hikers on that trail. So it makes me wonder if maybe that's a gradual climb. Because it is a longer trail than this. So they may have made it more gradual, where this is just, you know, climbing. Yeah, it's the sun, just about sunset right over there. It's not sunset for everyone else, but sunset for this area. The sun's just almost dipping down those mountains. And then hopefully it'll still be light after, you know, it goes completely down, but, you know, the sun, by the time it's doing that, it's, you know, quickly turning into nighttime. I started this hike at 1 o'clock. I imagine it's probably, I haven't checked the clock, but it's probably 4:30, maybe 5. Yeah, I spent a great amount of time up there, you know, looking around, taking a lot of photos. There you go. Just a slight sliver of sun left. So that guy out who I just passed is going to be walking down the mountain when it's definitely when it's dark. These tire cracks, by the way, are fresh. fresh from today. Someone looked like someone who works with the communications out there technician was driving a truck down. So all this traffic is brand new. Okay. All right. So I think I'll start another video, but that will be my last video. So refer to the video I think I uploaded last week.